All right, so we're gonna do the walk around of the Sequoia I talked about in the last video of my '08 Toyota Sequoia. I'm gonna flip the camera now, so show it. I'm at work right now, so that's why there's cars in the background and there's going to be a lot of background noise most likely. I'm gonna flip it around right now. This is my '08 Sequoia that I've been working on for the past year and 3 months or so. We'll start top down. Factory roof for the most part. Yakima rocket, I don't know, Yakima ski box. It's a Skybox 18. Ragu fabrication, ditch light brackets, aux beam pods. We have the 18 plus grill, not painted yet. 18 plus V-Land headlights with the filler plates not painted yet. We have a eBay snorkel for a Tundra that the diagram did not fit whatsoever, but we made it somewhat work. But as you can see, there is large gaps. I did not want to drill into the C-pillar, so we came up with some Intuition 3M tape and RTV. I have this Novsite awning. And then working our way down, diode dynamic fogs. I forget if they're the sports or the pros. And as you can see, the bumper is supposed to be down a little bit, so we chopped most of the bumper off. Underneath the hood, there's pretty much nothing. That's aftermarket. Everything is Toyota stock. Every maintenance component's been done. Suspension-wise, starting in the front, we have Freedom off-road coils, Freedom off-road uppers. They are absolutely disgusting because everything's covered in fluid film because I live in a salt state. BFG KO3s and 285 75 18s with raceline wheels, 18-inch with a positive 18 offset. Working our way back. We have Bilstein 5100 shocks that I'll go up for to show the rear stuff because it's harder to see. We've got the rigged swing out with a side hack, the table, full-size spare. And that is it for stuff I can show up here, so I'm gonna cut and lift the car back up in the air. Starting in the back, you can see we have the rear bumper chop. We have the rigged hitch step slider. The trailer hitch, I unbolted and moved up with just some zip ties. Bolted it up there, up higher. For suspension wise, actually start with this first. Yeah, this is where I fill up my airlift springs. Just drilled a hole up here, put a T, and then ran both lines down. As you can see how much rust this thing already has. I mean, it's pretty old and New England. The resonator hung down pretty low over here underneath the frame, so we chopped it right there. Bird poop welded in a bracket right there. And then these are the ARB springs for a Land Cruiser 200 series, I believe. First gen off-road had them. Says they give a 2-inch lift. That's probably about accurate. On top of that, I have about 1.25 inch spacer and then the airlift springs themselves because this thing sags quite a bit with all the weight on the back. Along that with the Bilstein 5100s, and on a regular, I believe 3-inch lift, you don't need to run extensions on them. However, with the 2-inch plus the 1.25 inch, I have the Dobinson's shock extension. Now we'll go back to the front here. Let's see. Front wise, it's pretty much stock. All we have is an RCI skid in the front. We have these cheap bump stops that are meant for a 4th gen 4Runner that work perfectly fine. They are in the front hole because the back hole is stripped out and broken. The bolts snapped off and I could not tap them out no matter what I tried. I have the same ones in the back spaced down with some washers. And that's it for suspension and modifications. I will go to the inside of the truck now. Inside the truck, we have a leather seat from an '07 Limited Tundra because this plastic piece broke on my factory cloth one, and which caused like this cushion to lean. So every time you were driving the truck, it felt like you were driving with a lean. I could not find a cloth replacement seat anywhere. So I ended up only finding this leather tan seat for $100. Thing's comfortable, works fine, just doesn't match. We have a generic switch panel, works fine. I forget the brand name of it. It's the one that everyone suggests in the Sequoia pages for Apple CarPlay radio. Thing works fine. Sometimes it's glitchy. Hasn't bothered me at all. Works fine with the radio. It's just takes some getting used to and realizing that it was a cheap radio. It's gonna have cheap quirks. Moving into the back. We have my dog's ball. Normally there's a fridge here. With how cold it has been recently, I had to take the fridge out just in fear of the batteries freezing. I normally have 2 EcoFlow batteries sitting right underneath here, and these wires aren't rat nested the way they are. Along with the fridge, we have drawers in here. On both sides, we have the EcoFlow alternator charger all plumbed up. This wire runs under and then goes to the EcoFlows. This net that we use to hang our iPad from or our laptop from to watch TV while we're in here, because that does not work at all. This mattress is just pieces of foam. Well, it's a 3-inch mattress topper with a 1.25-inch firm mattress topper. Most comfortable setup I've ever slept on in a car. Heated blanket. I'm trying to think for interior stuff. I believe that's it for interior stuff. I have some more stuff going in. In the back, I'm putting another drawer for our window visors because they slide back and forth. So when you pull over somewhere, you end up having to reach all the way in. Full LED lights. This side, same thing, has same drawer on this side. All these lights, because of how cold it was, the Velcro fell off. Carbon monoxide detector. I know it's not a car carbon monoxide detector. It worked. I had this car idling outside for a while at one point because I had remote started it, got tied up at work, and then remote started it again. And by the time I got into the car, it was going off and beeping because the exhaust was, the wind, the way it was blowing was just into the car. So it worked perfect. It was beeping and working. And I think that's it for everything on the car. Now, there is a lot more stuff coming soon. As I said, we're going to be taking a trip to Moab/Utah. I just call it Moab because it's easier. If you didn't watch that video, we're going to be taking this Sequoia, my fiance, and our German Shepherd, and going to be going to the lower half of Utah, driving across, and then going to the Grand Canyon and then back home, along with lots of, oh geez, that's bright, along with a lot of other stops along the way. So I have sliders coming in, more skid plates. Trying to think of what else I have. We're going to be building some stuff at the shop for the car, along with doing maintenance, doing my lower control arms, cam lockout tabs, working on a 4Runner, doing the same, lower control arms, changing the Freedom off-road coils to new Freedom off-road coilovers because these ones are, the lower bushings are torn as well as they are leaking a little bit. They were part of a bad batch. So I have a new set sitting at home from a warranty claim that I'm going to be putting in before we go. And I believe that is it for everything with the Sequoia. It's my favorite vehicle to date. For me to list things off on things that I love about it would be a very long list, and on things that I can't stand about it would probably just be about the fuel tank size. Other than that, that's it for this video, and I'll be posting a series called Road to Moab, and that will be us building this thing more and doing some of that work to it and that maintenance to it. So that's it for this video. See you guys in the next one. My hack ass frame chop.